Hi guys, it's Misty. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Um, so this was the second ever YouTube video I had done. I guess this is probably 2 years ago, I think. Maybe a year ago. Anyway, the voiceover was so horrible, I couldn't stand to listen to it. So I found the video. I didn't think I had it anymore, but I do. So I'm doing another voiceover. I don't want to cringe every time I see somebody watch this video. This is one of my most viewed videos, and yeah, the voiceover just killed me. So anyway, um, I'm making a multi-window shaker card. Um, I'm using 110-pound Neenah Solar White for the card base and 80-pound for the card front. I temporarily adhered the front down just so I could see where I wanted or where I was going to put the snowflakes. And then I'm going to heat emboss them with clear embossing powder. And then I will remove that card front and do some ink blending. So like I said, when I recorded this video, I was still pretty new to card making, so everything was new to me. So guess I'm making a big deal out of my chamois here. It's just an absorber I got off Amazon, like a car chamois. But I thought that was the cat's meow a year ago. Everything was so new to me when I first started. All right, so the snowflakes, the top two are from the Circle Saints Holiday Stamp Set by Simon Says Stamp. And then the bottom snowflake is from Casual Friday, and it's called Bring On the Snowflake. I got that one in the Stamp of Approval Holiday Kit from, I think it was 2016. Yeah, so this must have been a year ago. I haven't been making cards that long, but um, that's where the snowflakes are from. I made this card a 5x7 just because I wanted those three shaker windows. And okay, so yep, so I'm using the clear embossing powder here. I use my anti-static tool so that the embossing powder wouldn't go everywhere, but it still did. I use a different one now. Maybe that was why. I don't know. Listen to me trying to blame the anti-static tool. It was probably user error, I'm sure, but anyway, so I'm going to heat set those up in the right. You see I was practicing the ink blending up in the top right hand corner, and I was going to put a little saying around each of the three windows, and I completely forgot about it when at the end of this card, I forgot I was going to do that. So I took a different route. So I'm going to use Wisteria and Malibu inks by Simon Says Stamp. And I'm being very cautious here. I didn't want to get any ink blending around the edges of the inside of the card and the edges of the front of the card because I was going to pop it up and you'd be able to see if you turned it sideways, you'd be able to see where the ink was, and I didn't want that. So I'm going to use lots of post-it tape here and protect those edges. And I when I first started, all I used were those big jumbo daubers. I spent so much money on those daubers because I couldn't use the ink blending tools that you use with Distress inks with the little wooden handle. I was horrible at them. I could not get the hang of them. I was always way too heavy-handed. So these I was able to get the hang of. So I had tons of them, one for every color. And now I just use the sponges that you can remove and put on a different one for all the colors you have. I don't even know what that thing's called. Ink blender? But yeah, so I have lots of these just sitting there wasted. And they're expensive from Amazon. It was like, I don't know, I think $40 for a bag of them or something ridiculous like that. So anyway, I was also amazed with the how the snowflake popped when the color went over it because obviously it's clear and the paper's white. So I loved how the snowflake just kind of popped out when it got some color on it. Um, this video, it shakes really bad. I apologize for that. I used to have, when I first started, I had this contraption that my husband made that went over the top of my desk, and it held my phone above me so that I can shoot these videos. But it was on my desk, so with the ink blending, it's a lot of shaking, and yeah, so this video is pretty shaky. Now I have a tripod that hangs down from my ceiling and doesn't shake so much. But like I said, this is my second YouTube video I'd ever done, and I was pretty new to card making at this point. I'm using the Nested Circle dies by Simon Says Stamp to make my little shaker pockets. And I'm using the fuse tool. Here's another thing I never use anymore. Now I had some extra like photograph sleeves that I'm using to make these little pockets, and they work perfect for this. So I'm going to go around 3/4 of the way and then just leave a little bit open so that I can put my sequins and stuff in, and then I'll go ahead and seal it off. The nested circle dies are perfect for something like this because there's so many different sizes. So I have the size for the actual window, the opening, and then I used one a little bit bigger on the inside of the card so that you couldn't see the edge of it. Does that make sense? I might show it here in a little bit, but I already knew which sequins I wanted. I had them all picked out, what colors I wanted to use. They're all from different places, I think. And then I'm just going to add them into the little pockets. I always tend to overfill my cards, especially, when I did this. The top two I can just scoot down before I glue them on so that it's not taking up the whole window. But the bottom one, the biggest one on the bottom, the edge of the bottom of the card was there, so I couldn't go down any further. So the top two look okay, and then the bottom part is kind of overfilled, but it's okay. I still liked it. So yeah, so I'm just sealing them. I mean, that tool, the fuse tool, is very handy for these little shaker pockets. It's very quick to use. Now I'm just going to adhere these down. You can, or you don't have to use craft foam. I use some craft foam, you'll see in a minute here, just to pop it up a little bit. And just took my stamp runner and put some adhesive all the way around it. And then I'm sticking those down. So since it's in the little pocket, like I said, you don't need craft foam. It'll still shake just like any other shaker card. But I wanted to use the craft foam just to pop it up a little bit. Makes them shake a little bit better. And then, yeah, so on the inside, the craft foam is going to be a little bit bigger circle so that you don't see, when you look in there, you don't see the inside of the craft foam. I hope that makes sense. And all I did was hold it up to the light. The card front is on the back of it. I held it up to the light to see where the openings were, and then I just taped them down. So it's, my die cutting machine, it smashes the craft foam, but it'll slowly go back up over time. So see how there's a little bit of a space between the card front and the foam. And then the areas that the stamp runner didn't get, I just used some glue to glue it down to the card front. Love this tape on the craft foam. It works really well. So once I got my shaker pockets in. I got my card front on. This is where I completely forgot that I was going to put the stamps that came in the, what set was that? The Circle Sayings stamp set. I wanted to put the little holiday sayings around each circle, and I totally forgot about it. So I did these snowflakes instead. This is the mini snowflakes by Lawn Fawn. And at first I was trying to match it, so I just, ink blended some extra cardstock and then cut out the snowflakes. But well, now I look at it and I don't like it. But at the time I did this, I couldn't decide which one I liked better, if I liked the colored snowflakes or if I liked these silver kind of glittery snowflakes. I'm really glad I went with these glittery ones. I like these ones better. But at the time I couldn't decide which one I liked better. So I did the sensible thing and I eeny, meeny, miny, mowed it. And luckily this one won. Now I just ask my family for their advice, but when they're not here, yeah, this is always a good trick. I'm very indecisive. Very indecisive. I think it's in my sign. I'm a Libra, and I think that's one of my sign characters is being indecisive. All right, to finish this off, I'm going to add a couple more sequins to the front. See that bottom pocket, how full it is? I don't really like it that full, but I didn't have a choice on that bottom one. I couldn't scoot it down anymore because the shaker pocket would have, it would have shown it was at the bottom of the card. But for my first one, I was pretty happy with this. Thought it turned out pretty good. I made another one very similar to that, but all right, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.